Yo, what's up YouTube family? It's your boy MoneybaggCoo back at you with another hot TikTok reaction video. Y'all like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to see more videos just like this. Now, I ain't gonna lie, that one look like it can be real, and it also look like it could be part of some type of new movie that's coming out, though.
The most interesting thing about the Grand Canyon is the presence of Stargates. Now, this is where it gets interesting. People watch giants like 24 feet taken out of the Grand Canyon. These giants were eating the people. 90% of the Grand Canyon is off limits. You can't go there.
Interesting. Let me know if you believe Stargates are real, and if Stargates or possible Stargates can take you to other dimensions. Me personally, I do believe they can take you to other dimensions, and I do believe they could be actually real out here, man. And maybe they're not just called Stargates, maybe they're called something else other than Stargates and portals.
Government will tell us that the war started in Iraq because Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. As you can see, our soldiers standing at the ancient site. My opinion, this war was fought all over advanced technology. Our ancestors are mysterious spiritual people, and they left us clues and hints how to tap back into this knowledge. They left us gateways all over the world, and this was a tool to communicate with the ancestors. You will have huge doors cut out of mountains or nature. People will come up to this doorway looking for a secret entry or a hidden button. You can't go through this doorway physically. You must astral project, which means you travel through this doorway with your soul and not your physical body. You must sit down, become balanced, and meditate, and the skies will open up right in front of your face. When you have a higher consciousness, you can tap into this knowledge and decipher these riddles. They want you to believe that the portals look like this. When there's portals all over the world, national parks and everywhere. Continue to tap into the spiritual realm. Peace and ashe, guys.
Who do you think created the Stargates? Me personally, I believe, in my humble opinion, that the fallen angels created the Stargates. But I don't know, I might just be tripping. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section.
Imagine this scenario. The US government obtains intelligence that hidden somewhere in central Iraq is an actual Stargate, placed there by the Anunnaki gods of ancient Sumeria. This device employs time travel technology and permits individuals and equipment to pass into another dimension outside of the space-time continuum. Once there, it is possible to travel across the galaxy or into another galaxy instantaneously, and then pop back into space-time on another planet. The government also learns that Nibiru, the 12th planet, is due to make its return passage through our solar system on its 3,600-year orbit in a matter of months. In this scenario, when Nibiru is closest to Earth, the Anunnaki, the ancient, huge hominoid gods of Sumeria who built the Stargate, would, it seems likely, take the opportunity to travel to Earth through that same Stargate and will set up their encampment in Iraq. By default, this will have the effect of propping up the current regime. U.S. government leaders know that such an eventuality must be prevented at all costs, so they decide that with the help of extraterrestrial allies, they must invade Iraq and close the Stargate. The Russians, Germans, and French, however, having been intimately involved in Iraq's archaeology, know what they're up to, and prefer that the Stargate remain open, thus preventing American domination of the world. With time running out, President Bush invades Iraq. American scientists raid the museum and close the Stargate, thus frustrating the grandiose ambitions of the self-styled reincarnation of Nebuchadnezzar, Saddam Hussein, and making the world safe for the New World Order.
According to Dr. Michael Salla, this is exactly what actually happened. Such a fantastic theory would not be expected from someone whose entire career has been spent in academia, pursuing rather conventional political and diplomatic studies. Dr. Salla, an Australian national, obtained his MA in philosophy from the University of Melbourne, and then his doctorate in government from the University of Queensland in 1993. After spending 2 years as an associate at the Centre for Middle Eastern and Central Asian Studies in Australia, he joined the faculty of the Department of Political Science at Australian National University in Canberra as a lecturer. In 1996, he came to the US and gained an academic appointment at the School of International Service at American University in Washington, D.C., where he remained until 2001. He is currently researching methods of transformational peace as a researcher in residence in the Center for Global Peace at American University.
He believes that the US, Russia, Germany, and France have been aware that the Anunnaki left behind some very high-tech apparatus and possible weaponry when they abandoned the Earth around 1700 BC, and that Saddam Hussein had been getting assistance from Russian, German, and French archaeological teams for years in an attempt to unravel and perhaps reverse engineer this apparatus, which Salla claims is probably far in advance of any technology we might have obtained from the Greys, from Zeta Reticuli, who he believes to be our friends. If a European-Iraqi alliance were able to back-engineer this technology and/or strike up an alliance with the Anunnaki when they return, Salla thinks, then whatever military advantage the US has had with its technology, even including anti-gravity craft, would probably disappear, and we would quickly become a second-rate power. The return of Planet X centers on the recovery of a technology once housed at Solomon's Temple that is used to open a gateway linking Earth with far-off regions of space. Recent military and political activity suggests that the world powers are jockeying for position as if the return of Planet X is imminent. The stakes are high. This planet is at the center of a biblical prophecy known as the Day of the Lord, a picture of an ancient Sumerian tablet in which the god Anu, the ruler of Planet X, appears to be going through a gate, flanked by two people holding posts or pillars with globes on top. These poles, splendid shining posts, represent the Stargate in a simplified form. Another Sumerian tablet shows Gilgamesh going through a similar gate. Gilgamesh, the hero of the ancient Sumerian epic poem bearing his name, written about 2900 BC. He was the king of Uruk, a city in southern Mesopotamia, who sought immortality by searching for the stairway to heaven and the abode of the gods. Ultimately, he ascended a ladder and went through a gate and entered a new world where he met long-dead Utnapishtim, Noah, and questioned him about the gods. Dr. Salla believes the Stargate will be found at Uruk, where German archaeologists have been digging for many years at the invitation of Saddam Hussein and have unearthed an ancient city.
The connection. Now, how many of you have heard of that story before about the soldiers of ours of the United States allegedly going over there to Iraq? The war was allegedly about Stargates and not totally about the weapons of mass destruction. Maybe that was, in their opinion, a weapon of mass destruction because of the capabilities that they could possibly do, you know, or achieve with the Stargates and going to other dimensions. Hey, you never know, man, but that's a little spooky though. But I don't think they closed it down though. They said they allegedly went over there to close it. If they could relocate it, maybe they stole it. I don't know. That's just something to think about, man. I don't know. Make your mind wonder a little bit. Down below in the comment section what you think about that. Have you heard of that story?
The world is getting steadily more crazy. Someone has got pictures of a portal opened up in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And we'll come right back to this right here. Yes, what you think? Y'all, that's crazy. This is happening everywhere. I'm about to show you more videos of Tennessee, but do y'all remember when I made a video about this portal very, very recently? In the old video, I adjusted the video coloring to show you guys it was literally emitting its own light. Back to Tennessee. So it's so weird. Ever since April 8th, I've gotten tens of videos of portals on my phone right up in the sky. But I do remember saying that there's going to be a whole bunch of spiritual manifestation, as well as demonic manifestation. You can clearly tell there's something invisible that's semi-physical that is creating that circle. And this is how it started. So this to this, and they're popping up everywhere. Kind of weird because the moon was the same color. This after AI correction. What they want us to think it looks like. Anyways, what are portals and what comes through them? And why does this homemade portal look so much like this? The thing that sits around top of the Temple of Apollo. If I didn't know any better, I might say they're the same thing. Especially with all the UFOs lately. And for those that say Project BB, this one shot a laser back at people who pointed a green laser at it. I'm sure holograms can do that, right? Seeing as how they can automatically have a green laser on board. This easily disproves the hologram theory. But you'll find that out soon anyways.
Light can't really get through. You're not going to feel anything, you're not going to smell anything until the surface is literally breached. The locale on that side will equalize with the locale on this side, and then you're good to go. You can kind of see like a glow happening, but again, you're not going to get anything more than that until you touch it. And once you do touch it and the surface is breached, this portal becomes self-sustained for like 2 hours.
Are you going to go through it?
Man, come on.
Taking samples of this water. Unbelievable. It's so warm and fresh here. It's almost like it's just untainted. You can't see it because the clouds are covering it, but there are two suns right off there. One, and there's a lesser sun like right there. Feels like home. I think it's still Earth. It's just to Earth in a different time, maybe. There it is. Two suns. Crazy. Beautiful.
I don't know. I ain't too convinced, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking that's like some type of good editing, maybe some CGI or something like that. Because I don't know, but it could be real. I don't know, but I'm just not too convinced. Let me know. Are you?
Am I the only person that thinks that all these portals are going to start opening physically in our dimension and we're going to start seeing things cross over? If you didn't know, these are all over the United States, but even more so all over the whole world. You know, with all the alien things we've been seeing lately, with Taylor Swift at the VMAs, or the Olympics, or we also had him at the Super Bowl and everything else. And the Miami incident. This is actually a new portal that was just built recently. I could be wrong, but I really do feel like we're about to start seeing manifestations from these portals.
Oh, man,
I mean, what do y'all think? And this might seem random to y'all, but I assure you it's not. We've been heading towards a portal-type peak for a long time. Like when we were in the Middle East, Iraq. You know, supposedly, we really want to know about Gilgamesh. And with Gilgamesh, there were portals involved. Now, I can't tell you if this picture right here is real or not. I think it is. But what I can tell you is the Middle East in ancient times is known for having portals. And allegedly, the technology for Project Looking Glass came from underground in the Middle East. Essentially, a Stargate to see time. So the fact that the US was there in the 2000s is crazy. It's even crazier that we have things from ancient Egypt and Washington, D.C. Then we get to the Tower of Babel, which I think was a portal just like Jacob's Ladder. And I can't mention what's in Switzerland. I feel with all the circumstantial evidence I just laid out for you that we're about to see these portals in real time very soon. There's no way we're going past 2025 without seeing the opening of a portal.
It appears that a lot of this activity and a lot of these tunnels congregate close to this Four Corners area. Now, there's well-known stone-based stargates, is what the ancient Indians call them, and now the modern Indians are saying these are where their relatives used to go and put their heads in and actually chant some words and disappear, and then some of them will return. Last summer I went to Arizona to see the Grand Canyon. We actually hired a helicopter and a guide to go down there because I wanted to find out if I can see any of these ancient mysteries that people have been talking about. And we landed on this Indian reservation down inside the canyon, and there's a special area that was cordoned off. So I said to the guy, I said, why can't I come over here? I don't understand. I don't see anything dangerous. He said, because NASA has taken over this part of the canyon. A lot of these areas that the military will lock down are also very strong vortexes, which basically are nodes in this cosmic web Stargate system. These are places that the military lock down because they don't want you to see what's coming and going through these gates.
Now, that's why, ladies and gentlemen, some people really believe that you could get to Africa from the Grand Canyon. And yes, it may be possible, but the only way it would be possible is through what? Stargates or portals. And in the previous Moon Henry video, I must ask, do you think the arch in St. Louis, Missouri is a portal or a Stargate also? It's just something to think about, something to make your mind wander this lovely Monday evening.
Oh, I seriously feel like something really big is coming. I know I show you guys all the stuff that's going on and everything else, but I had this really, really weird feeling. Did y'all see her dress at this VMA or whatever it is? Tell me why she has UFOs on the dress, even in her tour. And I'm sure you're asking yourself, why is this such a big thing? Every major event this year has had aliens, UFOs, or greys. We just had the Olympics, and we had all these greys performing behind this mantis, and mantis again was known by the ancient tribes to always show up with greys, and I mean everywhere. And we had the aliens at the Super Bowl. Don't worry, it's my video. It's like every single major entertainment source is all showing us UFOs and aliens. Why? What happens when this kind of stuff is usually shown over and over again? Think about it. I wonder, I feel like they're kind of trying to show us, you know, the future. Oh, and I forgot the Miami incident right when the year started. And then right after the eclipse, we had these black shadows flying by the sun. Yeah, so sorry, but I don't think this is an accident. Either anything else that we've seen majorly entertainment-wise.
Don't fall for the boo-boo, man. Y'all heard, I know y'all heard about that Blue Beam project. Could that be a prime example of that, what's about to come? Or do y'all think it's really about to be a alien invasion here on planet Earth? And some of your opinions, or this dimension Earth, in my opinion. Y'all let me know what you think, though.
On planet Earth, there are 12 primary stargates. Stargates are frequency modulating zones, ascension passages, very valuable pieces of real estate on Mother Earth. Whoever controls the primary stargates controls the energy, the entities, the frequency that can come in that of Mother Earth.
The locations of the 12 stargates on Earth. Stargate 1, located in the Painted Desert, Arizona, USA, near Sedona. Stargate 2, Jerusalem, Israel. Stargate 3, Nepal, in the Himalayan mountains. Stargate 4, Giza, Egypt, beneath the Great Pyramid. Stargate 5, Machu Picchu, Peru. Stargate 6, Caucasus Mountains, Russia. Stargate 7, Lake Titicaca, Peru. Stargate 8, Xi'an, China. Stargate 9, Lhasa, Tibet. Stargate 10, Abadan, Iran. Stargate 11, Vale of Pusey, England. Stargate 12, Montségur, France.
Now, y'all don't forget this alleged alien invasion is part of the so-called New World Order and everything else that's going on right now. So y'all definitely don't forget that, because I know a lot of people are forgetting that whenever they bring up all these different topics of what's going on and bringing up what's going on right now. People forget about the NWO, and that's all. It's all part of the plan, y'all. With the currency, the bricks, and all that stuff, it's all part of the plan. This was all written and talked about 10 years ago, even before, even longer than that. But I found out about this 10 years ago.
Y'all, this is freaking insane. There are rumors circulating that a 3-year-old boy might have been abducted by aliens because the officers found him in the middle of a cornfield. I think in the middle of the night. A 3-year-old boy in the middle of a cornfield in the middle of the night. You're gonna see the body cam here in a minute. Now, the timing of this is just exquisite, y'all. We've had, again, as I've been telling you, all the alien connections throughout the whole year, the Super Bowl, the Olympics, Miami Mall, Taylor Swift's outfit. And lately, I just found out there is a bunch of people who are seers. They say that they're in talks with these aliens, and these people have been saying, allegedly, that, like, we're about to see them now. Like, not next year, not 5 months, but, like, right now. So I don't really freaking know what's going on, but this is some freaking signs type stuff. And at the same time of all of this crap, we have the lighting of the new portal that they just built. It was recorded by Tabitha, and you can see how they have the lighting arranging these weird lines. We're literally living in a sci-fi movie, y'all. Everything you think is fake is real. All that's real is fake.
Alright, y'all.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm flabbergasted about the child being missing in the cornfield. Man, it reminds you of the children of the corn. That's what I thought it was gonna say, something about the children of the corn and some stuff like that. But that is wild, man. If that is true, man, what do y'all think really happened? Was he really abducted, or I can say, yeah, what happened? That's all I want to know. Or are they up to some shenanigans again? But once again, you've seen the what do they call it? The glyphs in the cornfield, man. So what is going on, man? Where are the parents? Why would the parents allow the kid to be out there that late run around in the cornfield anyway?
Check this out. This statue is in St. Louis. You have an obvious beheading, and the blindfold is kind of tattered, so he was obviously held captive for a while. Check his hair. Okay. And his eyes. His eyes are wide open, but they're also hollow. I'll show you why in a second. This little thing that, everybody runs through the water. Bring your babies to run through the water and stuff, right? Symbolizes the blood. Okay. Now, for his eyes, let me show you why his eyes are open. His head is hollow. As you walk into his head, you can see the view. The last thing he saw, which is behind this tree. You can't see it. I'm about to show you what it is. Well, let me show you what it is that he's looking at. My shoes back on. Right across the way.
There's the arch. There's got to be something.
Right up under the arch is the old courthouse.
The court.
Tell me something, TikTok. What you think that means? What do you think this means? Let me go ahead and get a picture of a plaque because I need to Google this. I need to look this up. Look this up, y'all. Let me know what you find. I'll tell you what I find.
Like an ancient, real...
Y'all ask yourself, why would they place this downtown like this in that position facing that arch like that? Or that arch or arc like that? Why? It's just something to think about, man. Like, why? What do you think that means? The headless person with the bandages over his eyes. What do you think it represents? Let me know. Me, honestly, I have no clue, but I want to know what you think.
Stargate, three-dimensional Stargate. It's not something that was recreated by the...
We ought now take you on a trip.
Great, I'd love to take a trip.
Machine.
Yes.
Before we do that, let's explain how it works.
Okay.
Notice around the room we got 1, 2, 3, 4 speaker boxes. They are connected to vacuum tube amplifiers of my special design. I call it the quantum well design. The quantum physics I deal with is the physics of electrons and light going between the parallel realities. We have 7 parallel realities, which we're one of. This physical reality we can touch.
You mean like 7 different Earth worlds?
Whatever you want to call it. That's the quantum physics I work with. Now, in that, I went into a very, very deep study of electrons between the conductive state, which is a particle, and the vacuum state, which is a wave. You look at it as the particle is a little ball. And when it gets launched into a vacuum, since there's no atoms to jump from to, it unrolls itself and becomes like a sheet traveling through the vacuum. A massless, thicknessless sheet traveling. This wave aspect of the electron is very special. When you get an electron wave, it literally floats in hyperspace. Now, if you can take the space that the wave is floating in and twist it, spin it, rotate it, you can now create a vortex. That vortex will go through all parallel realities that's contingent to us here. And if you take the age-old pentode vacuum tube and you bias it correctly with the voltages on the element, you can literally take that wave that's in the tube and spin it. And it forms like a vortex, a quantum singularity, a white hole, whatever you want to call it, and connects the signal flow through all 7 realities. Now, how this works. When I was working for my PhD, I learned how to bias the vacuum tubes to maximize this effect. You know, a lot of people are saying today tubes sound better than transistors. I'm sure you've heard that. Mm-hmm. It's true. Because the vacuum tube actually produces, for want of better words, colloquially, light energies. The light energies is electron and photonic functions going through all 7 parallel realities. That's what light energy really is. And the vacuum tubes will amplify it. Now, how this system works is in some worlds, the information flows from the speaker to the listener. In other parallels, it flows from the listener back to the speaker. It goes into the amplifier, into this quantum well, and it gets all rolled together and spread through all 7 parallel realities, which your mind operates in at least 7 parallel realities. That's the nature of mankind. The soul, the spirit, is the image of us in other parallels. So now we have a function where you can use music to spin your mind into all 7 parallels, and at the same time it crosses the music with your function, produces another function which you will be perfectly resonant with and can go very deep in the meditation. And from that you can then spread out into the other realities consciously. That's what this equipment does. Now, then there's 2 more there on either side of the bed. They're 15-inch subwoofers, but they're run a little bit differently. You see, they're wrapped up in foam and cloth and pillows. That's because there's a board running between the top of the 2 of them. The cones shape the upper board, which is suspended, and that board then couples into the 4x4 that goes across the 2 and shakes the bed. You can actually feel down to 5 hertz on that bed.
So what I will be doing when I'm laying down is I will be literally opening up my space, my consciousness.
If you allow it.
And I will be spreading out into the other 6 places where I exist.
And at that point, it's your playpen.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want.
How long does it take for you to actually feel the effect? Is it instantaneous or a few minutes?
Sometimes.
Okay. What would I experience in any way? Physically, emotionally, mentally? Is there a sense of bliss or?
If you want.
Now, what do you think, man? Is this dude a fraud, or is he, does he know what he's talking about, or is he just yapping? Let me know. And what do you think those 7 dimensions are? Do you think they're one of the dimensions that we're in, or do you think he's talking about like something totally different? Let me know down below in the comment section.
What's this look like to y'all? What about right above my head? What's that look like? Guess what? It's the exact thing it looks like. Although it depends who you ask. This is Naga Cave, or pronounced otherwise as Naga Cave. This is a Naga. It's a half human, half snake. These Naga creatures were worshipped for a real time as real things that really existed. And in this Naga cave, you see literally scales all over it. Y'all, they're obviously snakes. It's literally a cave of snakes. Giant ones that got petrified. If you want to look into it, Naga Cave, Macaying, Thailand. And here are some more pictures. There's literally snakes freaking everywhere. It's like a ton of those gigantic boa, those prehistoric giant snakes. It's like they were all in the same place and got petrified. Again, I say, they're lying to us about history. It's the same kind of stuff as the Devil's Tower, literally being a tree trunk, and Enoch talking about a giant angel with a giant axe cutting it down.
What do you think? A giant tree, or what used to be a tree? So do you think that's a giant tree stump? Or do you think that's just erosion from the weather and the rain, and that's just the mountain?
There's petrified trees all over the place, and they call them rocks. And don't even get me started on Himalayan salt mines. It's like our salt is literally petrified flesh of the Nephilim. Yeah.
Now, what do you think? These are inside of a giant, some type of giant of some sort, maybe a giant man or a giant animal from the past. Like he was just showing a person inside walking down the tunnel. What looks through something's, what looks like it could be something, esophagus, something's throat, a giant whatever's throat. And do these look like steaks, or do you think these are Himalayan salt?
Y'all call me crazy, but they're the ones who lie about literally everything. So what do y'all think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And have you ever tried Himalayan salt? No reason I'm pointing at the meat. Have y'all tried it?
I'm moving.
Let me know. Don't forget. Let me know what you think about that. Was it steak, or was it just inside of a mountain, pink Himalayan salt?
And I can't tell you how excited I am to move. I'm going back to my old area, which is like more rural part of Pennsylvania, because the area that I live in now, it's like very cookie cutter, you know, Stepford Wives type shit. And there are just so many houses and so many people, but like when you're walking around, you never see anybody outside. They spray paint the grass here so that it doesn't look brown, which is insanity to me. My husband has seen them spray paint the grass. When he told me that, I was like, it's giving Wayward Pines. And if you've never watched the show Wayward Pines, I encourage you to, because it was a great show. Like, there's just no people. No people. And you could just keep walking and walking and walking and walking, and there's no people. And don't get me wrong, I hate people, so I'm not like upset about it, but what the fuck? Like, it's just weird.
Y'all, this is the end of the video. I'm sorry about that once again. It's your boy DONCOOZIE. I'm out. Holla.